So once you get this energy and get into relentless, courageous action, it attracts quality people, leaders, relationships, and money into your life. What's up, legend? And welcome to another episode of The Rich Mystic Man. And first up, wanted to express my gratitude for you. Yes, you that's listening to this podcast. I appreciate you, appreciate your time, appreciate your presence, and you receiving this information, this wisdom that I've been sharing, that I've been learning and working on and applying myself to for the last, 40 years almost of my life, but more so the last 15 years really spent a lot of time and energy delving into the personal development space and looking at ways on how I can enhance my life, become better, be the best version of me that I can be. And so, I've gained a lot of wisdom from mentors over my life and people that have gone before me and walked paths that I wish to walk. And so I've drawn a lot of inspiration from them and also delved into a lot of work that's really uncovered wisdom within me. And so this is my expression of that. So some things I draw from others and some things I've just drawn from a deep sense of experiencing my own life and my own makeup and my own wiring and my own purpose. And so hopefully you're gaining some insights and some wisdom from yourself that you can apply in your life. And with that, it's like with these episodes, just you might get one thing. You tune in and you'll hear, it might be a 30-minute podcast, but there'll just be that one little bit of nugget that you're like, oh, what if I take that on as a mindset? Or what if I take that on as a belief? Or what if I apply that into my business? Or, what if I use that as a way to realize different aspects of myself and enhance my life in some way? So I don't feel like you need to apply everything and do everything. And some things may stick and some things resonate and others don't. And that's okay. But yeah, just when you're listening to an episode, go, all right, cool. What's that one thing? What's that gold nugget? What's that thing that I can take away from this that I can use to enhance my life? So today I'm talking about getting a rich mode activated. And I was having a conversation with my wife. I had a lot of downtime over the Christmas period. Sort of took probably 4 weeks full-time offline. And then I had 2 weeks of like integrating back and then 2 weeks of like resisting coming back. And working through a lot of stuff. But one thing that happened is when I had these different projects and things that I wanted to do, I guess I was feeling resistance around them and nothing seemed to be flowing. I sort of felt it was lacking flow. And so I had this realization. I was like, you know what? It's just me. I really need to shift my energy. I need to turn myself on. I need to get in the zone. And so I made that decision in the morning and I ended up, I think it was the afternoon, it might have been the next day, I ended up playing this board game called The Wish with my wife, with Christy. And we're playing The Wish and I am hiring a jet to go to Okinawa in Japan and taking our team on this jet. There's 250 or so seats on this jet, a bit more. And, we're just talking about playing this Wish board game, which is an epic board game, playing this Wish board game. And it basically, through playing the board game, you come up against blocks and things that are holding you back. And, things that are working for you are in flow. You're either in flow of your wish or you're not, right? And so I was playing this game and Christy had a wish and she got out really quickly. But I had this wish and I was coming up blocks and obstacles. Long story short, the essence of what I gained from that wish and the things that were blocking and the things that I was able to then, the wisdom I was able to gain from that and realizing what was lacking was my essence, my energy. And I just had to activate rich mode. What I mean by rich mode is being fully engaged and being really turned on and really pumped and jacked and excited for what you're going out to create, what you're currently creating, and truly being committed to that, making it a non-negotiable, being willing to endure pain and pleasure in the pursuit of it, being open to stretching yourself and putting yourself in the right room, surrounding yourself with the right people, hiring the right mentors, investing into yourself and your own development in order to crack the code, to get the thing, to get to where you need to go. And so for me, remember it was many years ago and I just started making money with my Enagic business. And I was talking to someone and, talking to them about them potentially joining our business. And I was just talking about some of the results that I'd had. And, I was mentioning I'd sort of done like a 10K month. And I remember the person saying is like, oh, okay, it's easy for you, right? I can see why you're having the success that you are because, you've had these results. And I remember thinking, I was like, I didn't say it at the time because I was sort of maybe a bit thrown by the question, but I was reflecting on it after. I was like, well, it's not actually true. Because I was like, well, I'm not getting these results because of the results that I've had, because I had to get the results in order to then get the results that I needed to get through having these results. So when you unpack it, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense because I started at the bottom with no sales like everybody else. Everyone starts at that same position. There is, I guess, people have different skill sets and belief systems that allow them to come in and move quicker than others. But what I reflected on that conversation, what I realized is that it was my full out 100% commitment to the mission and being switched on and excited and jacked and with rich mode activated that it was attracting people to me. Because if you, let's say me, right? In this instance, I got my vision, I got my mission, I got this business that I'm building, right? And I can say now that the vision that I had is now fully manifested. When I say fully manifested, it's manifested to a point. There's still more for it to come and grow. But the vision that I had for my business then has happened. But when I talked to this fella, it hadn't happened yet. It was on its way to happening. And I was like 100% committed and all in to making it happen. And so if you were to compare that energy, someone that's like all in, they're going for it, they're making the move, they've got this vision, they're speaking it into existence, they're taking the action in alignment with that, they're showing up, they're being courageous, they're leading, they're taking risks, they're putting themselves in the firing line, they're doing all the stuff that's making their dream come a reality. Like, how does that make you feel? Like, how does that energy radiate out from you? As opposed to, let's look at the other side of that, someone that's chopping and changing their mind every minute, and they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, they're doing this, they're doing that, they committed for 1 minute, then they're out, they're quitting, they're doing something different, then they're back, then they're changing their mind, then they're on this offer, then they're on that offer, then they're doing this thing, then they're doing that thing. Like, if you're someone from the sidelines, like, who do you want to be with? Who do you want to work with? Someone that's like they're not going anywhere, they're centered, they're connected, they're committed, or someone that's like chopping and changing their mind every 3 minutes? What's got a more powerful energy? What's going to radiate more presence, right? The committed energy, someone that's all in. So once you get this energy and get into relentless, courageous action, it attracts quality people, leaders, relationships, and money into your life. So I want to unpack it a little bit and speak into this more so, because it's something that's replicatable. It's something that you can learn. It's something that you can switch on and switch off. Like, I'm not always on, right? I'm on, and when I'm on, I'm on, and when I'm off, I'm off. And there's this energy and it takes a bit of time. It's sort of like, it doesn't just happen like that. It can happen very quickly, and things can shift very quickly. And I see it. It's like, I see it in my business reflected to me. And I remember back in the early days more so, because I would be feeling this out where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I want to quit, all this sort of stuff. And I wouldn't be getting any sales, and there wouldn't be anything coming through, right? And then I could flick on the switch and get fully committed, and I'm all in, and make that decision and go, yes, let's go. And then literally people come out of the woodwork and start messaging me, and they want to buy products off me. So it's energy that can be turned on, and it's activating the rich mode. Because the thing is, right, the strategy, the funnels, now these are all important. The strategy, the funnels, the copywriting, and all these skill sets, like how to market, how to sell, all important, right? I'm not negating those things. However, they're useless if you're not switched on, if you're not in the zone, if you're not radiating the energy. Because all those things, they're just an expression of you. Your Facebook ads, your content, your videos, they're all an expression of you. They're all expression of your energy, of your essence, of your purity, of your love. And if you follow me or you hear me talk, like, for me, I've learned copywriting, I've learned marketing, but realistically, I've learned those things through doing them. I wouldn't say I've like spent extensive time and done, heaps of courses and gone to university or anything like that. I've just learned through doing and action and reading books and going to seminars and workshops and learning different skill sets, of course. And the big thing that I focus on is the inner game. How can I get my energy right? How can I be a clear vessel? How can I be vibrant in my health? How can I be an example of like what's possible and someone that's like living free and someone that's happy and someone that's excited about their life? They're grateful for their experience. And see, these are the things that you become grateful for your life, and then you create a life to be even more grateful for. It's not like you get this epic life and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm grateful of it. No, it works in reverse of that. It's like you find gratitude for your life and you have an attitude of gratitude, or you're approaching life with love and respect and honor and excitement, and and that doesn't mean you're not embracing the darker energies, like the sadness, the grief, like, because they're all part of life's experiences, and they happen simultaneously with these more enlightened states, like these I guess joyous states, I'd say is better language. So it's allowing yourself to go with whatever's coming, because it's not, my leadership journey over the last 9 years, especially with my business, there's been ups and downs. There's been tough times, there's been good times, there's been a lot of learnings, there's been some really challenging things that have happened. And I embrace my life and my business with love and honor and respect, curiosity and determination and commitment. And I try and be the best human that I can be. And I do my best in all situations, and I try and bring things into alignment when I feel like they're out of alignment. And I speak honestly to people, and I apologize, and I own up to things. If I'm wrong, I admit that I'm wrong. So how can you switch this on? Because once you switch this on, for me, I've built a team of over 20,000 people globally, earning a multi-figure residual income every year, totally financially free. My business grows year on year with or without me. And I get to choose and work when I want to, not because I have to. And I've helped hundreds of other people to also live a life of freedom, and thousands of other people to have a different outlook on life and to show up in a different way. Be courageous. Because the truth is, some of the big reasons why people don't do what they need to do is because the number one thing, or one of the main things, is they feel I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. The truth is, no, you're not. You'll never be ready. And you're also perfectly ready right in this moment. So, movement manifests momentum. Get into movement. Get into action. Start doing something. Sometimes I'll get an idea and I don't have time to like deal with like building a landing page and, creating like the perfect copy images and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, I'm just going to fucking start doing it. And I just start doing it and promoting it. And then I build those things as I go. So instead of putting things off and waiting for the right time and waiting for yourself to be quote unquote ready, it's like, let's just fucking go. Let's do something. Let's take an action step. Let's get into forward momentum. And the thing is, we can all fucking do this. You don't need any special skill sets. It's just do something. Just do something. And if you're building a business, it's like, okay, cool, let's create some content. Let's have some conversations with people. That's all it is. It's just find someone to talk to about what your offer is, what your product is, what your service is, what you're supporting people in. You just need to talk to people. People are out there. Find some people. So get into movement. And what happens is you take an action step, creates a certain energy around it. You're like, oh shit, okay. I've gone from like inertia, not doing anything, stuck in the what should I do, or not really doing what I know I need to do. And I think if people just did what they said they were going to do, or showed up in a way that's applying energy and forward movement to your vision, then you'll be further along than what you were when you started. You'll be further along than what you were 3 months ago. But most people wait 3 months and they don't do anything, and they're living in la la land. So no, you're not ready yet. No, you'll never be ready. And you're ready. You're very ready. You're very ready. You wouldn't be here if you weren't ready. So do the thing. Movement manifests momentum. Movement manifests momentum. Repeat that. Say it with me. Movement manifests momentum. So get in the zone. Make some movements. And what happens is you show up, you take an action step, then boom, the next action becomes available to you. And you start creating this ever-expanding web, and they compound on each other. Each action compounds on the next. But if you're just here in inertia and you're not taking the action, you're not then allowing and opening up your field and expanding into greater opportunities, greater realms of money and consciousness. So taking action and doing the thing, it's like you're given this bit of inspiration, boom, act on it, do something. Even if it's something little, just do something that gets the ball rolling, and do one thing and the next thing and one thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So the second reason people get stuck, they don't know what to say. They think they're not ready. Then they don't know what to say, or they don't know what to do. They get confused. They get stuck in overwhelm. I don't know what's the best thing for you to do. I dare say that the best thing you can do is talk to somebody about what you're doing. Make them an offer. Get in the sales driver's seat. Sell something to somebody. And the only way that's going to happen is talk to them about what you have. Sales is just having a conversation with people. Sure, get a script. Do some sales training. Come along to the Rich Man retreat where I share this and teach you how to have conversations and get confidence in talking to people. And for me, how I learned selling was just by selling to people. I didn't really have any formal training, a little bit, but not much. I had a script and a structure of questions I needed to ask people. But I'm like, if I didn't have anyone to ask, I wouldn't have anyone to ask. So I had to find people that are willing for me to ask the questions and had the problem that I was solving. And this was when I was a personal trainer. And I used to just go out in the street and talk to anybody. And that was very uncomfortable for me, very and extremely uncomfortable. I hated it every day. But once I got home and I got a couple of new sales and made some more money, I felt good. And I would always feel worse off if I said I was going to go and I wouldn't go because I pussied out, as opposed to me going out there and at least giving it a crack. And I might have many conversations that didn't go anywhere. And sure, that was disheartening. And at the end of the day, I felt better than what I did when I didn't go. So just have some conversations with people. We have tools like the internet. You know, if I had the internet back then, I did have the internet back then. It was only like 2008. So what was that? 16 years ago. I did have the internet back then, but it's like, you know, the tools and resources we have now with social media is like, you don't even have to leave the home. I had to like go down and meet people on the street. You could do that. Powerful way, because when you're in front of people, they can't ghost you. They're right there. Now, I just want to say, like, learn skill sets and learn sales and come to the Rich Man and learn these conversations and how to really show up and how to enhance your energy. And that's what we really cover at the Rich Man, because I'm like, we can turn this rich mode and get it activated and get you really in the zone and get you elevating your state and your energy, then the rest of the stuff it just seems to happen in a more effortless manner. It's like I said, it's not about what you say. It's just if you're having a conversation, if you're stuttering and mumbling, it's like you're better off than the person that's sitting at home practicing and refining the perfect thing to say, but not actually talking to anybody. So just get in the game, man. Get in the fucking game. Be bold in your aspirations, accusations, and actions. So talk about your goals. Talk about what you're doing. Tell people. When I started in my Enagic business, I was saying to people, I'm the top earner in the fastest growing team in Enagic. I'd say that to people. I remember my wife, I was talking to someone on the phone, and I was saying, yeah, we've got the fastest growing team in Enagic. I got off the phone. She goes, do you really? I said, yeah, I think so. I'm going to keep saying it till we do. So, you know, I was being a little bit courageous in my statement and maybe a little bit premature in a sense. And it was 2 months after that I got invited to a Enagic end of year meeting, and I got awarded the top salesman of the year because we had the top team doing the most amount of sales. So I'm like, holy shit, we're the fastest growing team in Australia in Enagic. I did it. So be bold in your aspirations. Talk about them. And even just you say them out loud to convince yourself, because sometimes you might say something and you're like, oh, I said that. I didn't really believe that. Cool. Say it again till you believe it. Keep saying it. And then so your world starts showing up. But you have to, if you're saying these big things and you're talking a big game and you're not playing them, and that was I remember going to a retreat, a workshop, And the facilitator said that to me. I was talking about, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and this is what I'm going to do. And he's like, you know what, mate? You talk a big game, but you're actually playing it. And I just sat back in my seat. I was like, fuck, this guy's right. Like, I'm here talking all this stuff that I'm going to do. And, you know, even talking about how to live a good life and how to have a good mindset, because these things I'd learned, I knew them, but I wasn't actually applying them. So after that, I was like, you know what? I need to get in the arena. I just started making bold moves, doing stuff, and things change very quickly. It doesn't have to take very long. Things can change quickly. And I dare say that sometimes you need to be in the right environment. You need to have something that shifts you at a cellular level. So that's why I'm a firm believer in events. And that's why I put on the Rich Man Retreat and different experiences. So you can come and be immersed in the energy, be surrounded, to be in the presence of people that are like willing to do that work and be courageous and show up. When you're in that elevated state and you set an intention for there, something resets. And then when you go out, start taking actions from a different level of frequency. And so you start attracting different people, different opportunities. So join us for the Rich Man. So let's look at the next one. I don't have any following. So these are the three things. I'm not ready yet. I don't know what to say, and I don't have anyone to say it to. And this one's very similar to the first, is this fucking go and find some people. Let's just talk to anybody. How many people do you see when you leave your home in the morning, right? How many people do you see when you're driving on the car? How many people do you see when you're scrolling your Facebook feed? How many messages do you see when you're going through your Instagram or posts from different people? Or, you know, you're on social media, or you're out at a bar, or you're at a cafe, or you're at the bowling alley, like wherever you are, there's so many people. There's literally billions. And, you know, if you're in the network marketing space like myself, you only need like 20, 25 people. You only really need 3. I've built the success that I have off 3 core people that have gone in and crushed it. Or let's say 90% of my sales volume have come from 3 core people. And I don't believe in just find 3 people. It doesn't happen like that, because the first 3 people you find might do nothing. So it's going to take more than that. But let's say 25 people. 25 people, that's it. 25 people that want to come with you on a ride, on a journey to build legacy. Come on, 25 people. How many people do you need to talk to for that? I don't know. Work out your numbers. So if you're like, okay, cool. Well, if I speak to 10 people, maybe half of them aren't interested. They don't want a bar of it. Cool. Maybe 5 of them are open to seeing a presentation. Cool. So you show them the presentation. Maybe from that, maybe 2 of them are open to looking a little bit further. Maybe 1 buys your product. Now, I don't know what your numbers are. That's just an example of something. So then you know, all right, I just need to speak to 10 people. That's going to bring me 1 sale. So if I want to make 10 sales, I need to speak to 100. If I want to make 100 sales, I need to speak to 1,000. It doesn't mean you need to physically speak to them. And maybe this is done through automation, leveraging content, you know, using social media advertising, etc., and putting your information in front of people. That's more automated. It's not you. You could do the work once. And this is what we teach to our people in our community. You do the work once. You create the ad, you create the content, and that does the speaking for you and speaks to these multiple people several times a day. So you have robots or algorithms working for you, compressing your time. Or if you don't have that as an option, speak to people. I'm sure you could have 10 conversations in a day, or maybe it's 10 conversations in a week. So the audience is there. You do have an audience. It's just about going out and making it and building it. And I'll add to that is like, be someone that is an example of what's possible and living their desired life. Because once you start to take big, bold action steps in the direction courageously of the path you want to create, it opens up an energetic field. And this field, it carries charisma with it. It's attractive. It's hot. People want to be around it. It's vibrant. You know, you see people that are like vibrant in themselves. It's like they have this zest and this joy for life. And you're like, this person's just happy. Like, I just want to hang and spend time with them. So be one of those people. Get inspired by your life. Get inspired by what you're creating. Get jacked. Jump into rich mode, bro. Switch rich mode on. And if you want to fill in the pieces, fill in the gaps, then I urge you to reach out to me and have a conversation around the Rich Man, where we cover 5 key topics: leadership, sales, marketing, money, and mindset, and how to be rich in all those areas. Have a brand that you can be proud of. Have a marketing strategy that generates you leads. Show up and have a mindset of success, of gratitude, of the attitude of gratitude, and shift your consciousness around wealth and around money, and learn the art of sales and persuasion, and inspiring a movement, and inspiring yourself into action, and then inspiring others to join you in on that movement. Because if you can inspire people into action, into a movement, that's when you can really create and shift the paradigm and create dynamic results that grow and really leaves a legacy on the planet. We can switch you into that and activate that within you, and then give you the tools and the strategies and the resilience and the grit to keep on going when the going gets tough, because it does. So that's my wish for you for the Rich Man. It's a 3-day retreat. Then there's 12 weekly calls following that to support you and help you and coach you and guide you through it. You'll have direct access to me and a community of other men that are on a mission and contributing to that collective energy. And it really is the launch pad for you to come in and go, cool, these are the goals I want to achieve. Let's fucking get it. Let's go. Let's do it together. So if you want to be part of the Rich Man, just hit me up on IG, Instagram, Facebook, and send me a message and just say, hey, curious to talk about the Rich Man. And if you're part of my Enagic team, you get a 50% discount off the Rich Man experience, which is huge. Yeah, it makes it more achievable. And I just wanted to reward you for being part of my team. And, I really see that as a win-win, because you come in, I give you a discount, you come in, you crush it. It's going to support me. It's also going to support you. So I think it's a beautiful exchange. So you know where I'm at. Reach out. Let's have a chat. And let's activate Rich Mode. And let's help you get it. Let's put the rich before the man. The Rich Man. All right, brother. Big love.
Sitting here watching the clock, I'm struggling, thinking of the bullshit that I've been juggling. Is there more to life than this? I'm thinking twice about the price I'm paying.